Yeah, one last call. We're standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know.
We close that first line. I got a flash off that car.
This one here?
Yeah, it's gonna give me a migraine and
Yeah.
staring in my eyes. So we probably should do a round of introduction.
Yeah. We can do that for the roll call as well too, intros. And John, because you're John Edwards, because you're brand new, we'll let you go first, then we'll let John Quinn, and then we'll go to Roger and Mike. We'll do that. Okey dokey, and that'll serve as roll call as well. Is that okay, Joe?
Whatever you want to do, you're in charge.
Okay, go, John.
My name is John Edwards. I moved Shady Cove, and my wife and I moved into Oregon a year and a half ago. And we've got 2 kids that have been here for years. They went to college here. One's a doctor in Medford. The other one is in charge of a big trucking repair shop company in Oregon, Washington. So they're close by. One of the point one of them. And we really enjoy this area. We love Shady Cove. We like to be outdoors fishing and hiking, that kind of thing. My wife's an avid runner and hike, so. And I'd be glad to help out. The city manager called me and asked if I'd be interested to be on the board. Said you had a vacancy coming up, so I put it forward. I'm here to help as much as I can.
Good, thank you. We're glad to have you. And John Quinn, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm John Quinn. My wife and I live in Southwest Medford. I live in Medford, but I work in Wairika. For the last 20 years, I've been a DA down here. I'm the Chief Deputy District Attorney for Siskiyou County. Have the pleasure of being elected, had the pleasure of campaigning with Kay, which was great. I'm here to learn as much as I possibly can and be as helpful as I can be.
There is a learning curve to it.
I believe it.
Okay. Yeah, Roger.
Roger Tom, I went to school at Oregon State. I was born in San Francisco, going backwards. And yeah, I've been on the board for 2 years. I work at Oregon Department of Transportation as a resident engineer for consultant projects in White City. 2 kids.
That's my experience, Park and Transportation.
So do you hate the Ducks?
No, I'll root for them when they're not playing the Beavers.
I'm the same way. I don't understand why we don't just support Oregon except when they play each other.
No.
Okay, Mike.
I'm Mike Parker. I'm leaving.
And he's gonna be missed.
29 years is enough. I realized my last birthday at 77, it's like, I gotta retire. It's not working, living. Let's go to retirement. So
And I'm Kay Harrison, and I've lived in the Valley since 1977. And I've had the pleasure of being on this board since 2009. And I'm gonna miss Mike because he's right. I'm not gonna know how to start the Pledge of Allegiance without him. But it's really nice to be involved in the community, and it's really nice to be involved with a really good organization. So I'm pleased to be here. Jim?
Jim Snyder, Vice President Council with Phoenix, been on the board for 4 years now. And previous to that, I was the Budget Committee. Congratulations on the win, by the way.
Thank you.
Good time. It's a really good organization. You really enjoy it. You have good people from the top all the way down. It's been a fun 4 years here. Learned a lot about special districts that I didn't know about before.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm Mike Parsons. I want to first of all say, Mike Parker and Kay, Mike for 25 years and Kay for 14 years. You both should be patted on the back. Just the fact that you're volunteering, number one, And Mike, for a quarter of a century, you've been on this board.
That's
Can't
why,
believe I'm that old.
yeah, that's why.
And Kay for 14 years. A lot of that as the chairman of this committee. Great job, both of you two.
Thank you.
And I say that because first of all, I'm a city councilor in Central Point. I'm also a volunteer police volunteer coordinator. In the last 6 years, I recruit and train them. During COVID, we lost like 17 volunteers who've either aged out or found better things to do. Also on the Jackson County Public Policy Coordinating Council as a liaison from the city of Central Point. I'm also involved with the Central Point Parks and Recreation Foundation and the Parks and Recreation Commission. Also Jackson County Fire District 3 Civil Service Commissioner. And I'm missing a couple of things, but that's the primary functions of what I do. All of it being volunteer, which is why I really appreciate the volunteer time that you two spent for the last 9 and 25 years.
Yeah, I didn't even make a list like you did, Mike.
And you're the king of volunteers.
Well, I am not a politician, I'm a policymaker and a public servant. Keep that in mind.
And Joan, introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Joan Periani. I'm the executive secretary
And queen.
and queen. Thank
She
you.
takes really good care of us. She makes sure we have food. She makes sure we don't do anything stupid. Well, she tries anyway. So, okay. Consent agenda. Wait, to start with, there's a lot on the agenda. So we should be able to do it fairly fast because most of this is just like, it's all routine stuff that we do every June. But we also have an executive meeting, so we kind of want to keep things clipping along, so we get it all done in a timely manner. And consent agenda first, I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kate Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Tom,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
All right, thank you. For the next list of resolutions, we have it's a public hearing.
Public hearing for just the budget.
Uh-huh.
It's just the hearing.
Is
just for the
it
budget.
just for the budget down below? Well, it says public hearing above
I'm
resolution.
sorry, it's just that,
23
for
on-
that one resolution. The other resolutions are just regular rest.
Okay, so we have a public, well, okay, that makes sense. So I'll open the public hearing. It is just for the budget of making the appropriations. So, and we have opened the public hearing. If anybody wants to speak to it, please give your name, your address, spell your last name so we can spell it right when you're giving a statement. Please direct all your questions and statements to the manager, that'd be Carl. And we request that those in support speak first, and those in opposition have the opportunity to speak too. So it's open.
And I hear no comments.
It's your opportunity to be our public, John.
No comments.
Sorry. No, I have no comments.
He's gonna fit in really well.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
All right, so, resolution 2309.
That close the public hearing.
This is.
So I gotta close the public hearing. Because there's no comments at all. And regarding the matter of the budget, and so the public hearing is closed. Next.
This is what was approved by the budget committee. There's no changes on that.
Yeah. It's pretty much what we all went over.
I'll move, we pass resolution 2309, adoption of the fiscal year 2024 budget and making appropriations.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kate Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Tom,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Thank you. It's Passed. Okay, resolution 2310, general overhead rate, billing rates for labor and equipment rental.
These are what we, it's an accounting thing, what we charge our labor and equipment when we assign those to projects.
Okay, if there's no questions, I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2310, general overhead rate billing rates for labor and equipment rental.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kay Harrison.
Yes.
Mike Parker.
Yes.
Roger Tom.
Yes.
Jim Snyder.
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Resolution has been approved. Resolution 2311, transfer of appropriations in the FY 2023 budget.
Yeah, so this is just the end of year cleanup. You get a few items that end up going over budgets and contingency into a particular area where it was spent. You can see it's relatively small, 40,000 in the general fund, a couple thousand in Dunn Pump Station, 14,000 in Shady Cove, and 15,000 in Gold.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll go ahead and do it. I move to approve resolution 23-11, transfer appropriations in the fiscal year 2023 budget as presented.
Since Jim said that, I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Kay Harrison.
Yes.
Mike Parker.
Yes.
Roger Tom.
Yes.
Jim Snyder.
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Now to resolution 2312, capital improvement plans for all areas.
Okay, this is our updated capital improvement plan. This is.
That was a list.
It's quite a list. It goes out for 5 years.
Yeah.
But this is what we use as kind of the basis for building our budget also. So this went through the budget committee. This is our capital plan for the year.
Any questions? Can I have a motion for the resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2312, capital improvement plan for all areas as presented.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kay Harrison.
Yes.
Mike Parker.
Yes.
Roger Tom.
Yes.
Jim Snyder.
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Thank you. It's been approved. Now, resolution 2313, setting rates for the system development charges.
Okay, this one, there's a little bit more to it. So we've got all the different SDCs that we collect. I am making the recommendation that we increase the collection system development charge from $850 to $900. And if you look deeper into it on the last page there, it kind of shows what the amount that was justified using our methodology was quite a bit higher than that.
You're going
Over the
from what to what?
From 850 to 900. So that would be one change. And then the other change that we're proposing is an increase in the treatment system development charge for Shady Cove to $1,880. And what we've done traditionally is set that equal to what the SDC is for the regional treatment, so that they're the same, as long as we update our methodology every year. And so as long as we justify a rate higher than that, we try to keep those two equal. So those are the two recommended changes. So obviously, it's up to you if you agree with that.
Roger?
Sorry, I took a bite. So the discrepancy between the recommended amount and the calculated amount probably could use some explanation. Since one of them is a factor of 10
Right.
difference.
Yeah. So the way we've established our SDC methodology is there's two parts to it. There's the improvement fee and the reimbursement fee. The way the reimbursement fee is calculated is we take all the money we've spent on building a system that we as RVSS has spent. That's all of our rehab projects or those types of projects. And you divide that by the number of equivalent residential connections they're using. And that gives you a calculated fee there. For the improvement fee, you take all the projects that you plan to build And every project that you build has a certain percentage of that is increasing capacity, a certain percentage of that is just maintenance and maintaining the existing capacity. And so you take the value of that increased capacity and you divide that by the number of new connections that you're expecting to have over the next 10 years. And that gives you that number. There's a lot of variables in that one, and sometimes that number gets really high. If you've got really big projects planned, or if growth rates turn out really low, we base it on 5-year average growth rate for Jackson County. So sometimes that there's variance there. And so what that gives you is a calculated justified amount. And that's the maximum that we would be allowed to charge. And traditionally, we charge quite a bit lower than that on most ESDCs, just that's just been a board decision, not to try to galloping too much. I mean, so I think what Roger was pointing out, I think it was on the interceptor when it was really high.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were able to justify like $5,000 on that. And the reason, actually, the main reason for that is just the growth rate has been lower than it has been. Last year, it wasn't that high because the growth rate was a little bit higher. So you had a larger number of anticipated new connections. And that's one of the reasons why we don't try to charge the maximum amount, is because the way we calculate it, it can change quite a bit from year to year, depending on growth rates and that sort of thing. So that's why that is like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's more of a, what you're actually calculating is a maximum allowable
Yes.
number. So justified, yeah, to me, I interpreted that more like, what it kind of like works out that we probably should do.
Yeah. Well, the language in the statute uses justified. That's why that's why I use that term. And so, some cities do that. Some cities will say, what's the maximum we can charge? That's what we're charging. We've never done that. Traditionally, we've kind of tried to be a little bit more kind of less aggressive in how we price this.
That's what I've noticed. I mean, we don't want to hurt ourselves so that we're not charging enough, and we're providing really good service. But we have to be cognizant of who we're serving as well at the same time. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I probably asked you that last year. I might ask it again next year.
That's okay.
It's recorded, so I give
No,
Questions is good. Anybody else have a question?
No.
Okay, you got a motion, please?
Since there's silence, I will do it. I move to approve resolution 2313, segregation of system development charges as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kate Harrison,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Roger Phone,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
And it's been approved. Resolution 2314 schedules for sanitary sewer and stormwater charges.
Okay, this is the other big one. So what we are proposing and what we talked about back in February and based the budget on is increasing the residential sewer rate in the core area from $24 a month to $25.50. And the rate in Shady Cove would go from, I don't remember what it was before, 44 and something to 46.73. And with the franchise fees on top of that, that would set the rate at 50. So it's about a 6% increase for the core area and a little bit higher, but right around 8% for the Shady Cove.
Okay, any questions on this one?
I have one.
Go ahead, Mike.
I notice the Central Point's not on here.
Yes.
We don't pay anywhere close to what these rates are. That's separate, isn't that not correct?
Central Point, you're part of the core area, so you're going to be paying $25.50.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You live in the Meadows. You're paying a lower rate in the Meadows because we bill you as still as a mobile home park, which is a little bit less. Yeah.
There's also, the park itself pays a higher rate because they have 7 different meters in 7 different locations. But my stormwater fee is only $6.50 a month now.
Oh, no. Oh, right, yeah, the stormwater fee is only $1. That's not changing.
Okay.
So quick complaint.
I was just wondering why we're getting such a great deal. We're only paying in my bill from last month, $6.50. Anybody else is paying $25.50. It wasn't gonna say that.
The 25 is the sewer bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stormwater rate is,
The stormwater rate that we charge for the stormwater audit program is just $1.
okay,
You get a discount for being on the,
right. I guess.
Yeah, we're not proposing any change in the.
So everybody's now moved to the meadows.
You pay our HOAs, you're welcome to it.
My HOA is a lot less than Mike's. Okay, I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2314, schedules for sanitary service and stormwater charges.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Toll,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
yes,
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
All right, it's been approved. Now, resolution 2315, schedules for plan review, permit, and inspection fees.
We are proposing no changes in these fees.
We're keeping it all the same.
Yes.
Okay, any questions about that? Cool. Okay, motion, please.
Moved, we approve resolution 2315, scheduled for plan review, permit, inspection fees, and presented for modification. There is no modification, it's the same.
No, that's why I put in parentheses.
Good.
You can ignore that one.
you say, as presented for, you say the other, one, not both.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Toll,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes,
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Okay, it's been approved. Now, resolution 2316, schedules for miscellaneous fees.
Okay, we are proposing no changes in miscellaneous fees. And honestly, the only thing that we really regularly charge in here is the
Is what?
lien search. We do a lot of lien searches, but
Yeah.
you know, we don't photocopy 30 by 32. or anything like
Yeah, I
that.
was thinking,
These have been on here for so many years and we still have the ability to do it, but it never comes up. But the lien search is the one that's important. And we're not proposing any change in that.
okay,
I move we approve resolution 2316, schedules for maintenance fees as presented, none modified.
okay. Do I hear a second?
Second, if it's changed to schedules for miscellaneous fees.
Did I spell it wrong?
No, he just mentioned something else.
good maintenance.
Maintenance.
Oh, okay.
It's miscellaneous fees. I'll second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Toll,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes,
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Yep. That one's been moved and
Are
approved.
you just taking it out of us to have all these things this week?
We do this every June.
And it's always this May meeting.
Yes.
That's why we had to come.
That's why you have to come. Okay, resolution 2317, employee compensation plan.
Okay, this is another big one. So the main change in this is the application of the cost of living adjustments for all the wages. So that's all included there. That is also extended onto item number 5, the on-call pay. So those are increased also with the COLA. And then the other change that we're making here is under item number 9, the health retirement account. We are extending that to all employees, where previously it was only applied to management employees, and that requires all staff to contribute 3% of their wages to this health retirement savings account. So it's part of their retirement, and that was kind of part of why we increased the cost of living adjustments to offset that expense.
and the budget was built based on these parameters, so we don't
Yeah, we
approve the
ironed that
executive
out.
budget.
I move we approve resolution 2317 and also include all board members.
Hey, you're not board, it's not gonna be.
Okay, forget that. Employee compensation plan as presented.
Good job.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes, I thought I could sneak in a little more.
Roger Jones,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
All right. Resolution 23, 18,
Okay.
retirement health insurance subsidy policy.
This is something we've been talking about for a year. And I think I have it how we want it to be, how we talked about it. So this is the subsidy that we would provide to employees who retire after the age of 60, but before they're eligible for Medicare. And so the chart there kind of just spells out how much of a subsidy they would get based on how many years they have served here. So the highest level would be a 60% subsidy for someone who had over 30 years of service with the district. Does not change the other subsidy that we already had in place, that if a person retired after the age of 63 and a half, that we would cover the last 18 months in full.
And the underlying premises, this is retention oriented.
This is retention oriented, and it's an attempt to try to get us somewhat comparable to what an organization that was on the PERS system would have.
Yeah, it's for the benefit of our two
Right.
ascending.
Yeah.
Any other questions? A motion, please.
I move to approve resolution 2317, retirement health insurance.
18,
Where am I?
right here.
Oh, I'm just trying to get it. Fast.
Well, this was wrong. It wasn't your fault.
I'm sorry.
Do I have the wrong number?
I move to approve resolution 2317.
18.
18.
Well, that's a 17.
Yeah, but it's
The
wrong.
third line is incorrect. The actual heading is correct.
I want to be for 2318.
Right.
Retirement health insurance subsidy policy.
Mhm. Now we're good.
End of talk.
Technically.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Jones,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
All right, that one's been approved. Now,
And we got 17 in there too,
Yeah.
just in case.
resolution 2319, certification of election.
Okay, so we got the final results on the election. John Edwards was elected to fill the remainder 2 years of what was originally Wayne Brown's term. And then for the other 3 positions, it was Kay Harrison, Mike Parsons, and John Quinn received the most votes.
Okey-dokey. John, the position you now hold, you're the 3rd person to have that position. Just thought I'd let you know.
In the 4-year term, on the third one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's just in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
No.
We had a guy by the name of Bob Dunn who served on our board for 48 years.
48 years.
Yeah, and he passed away a couple years ago. So almost since the very beginning of the organization.
Yeah,
So the ones before me were just interim?
pardon?
They just
No.
interim? Oh, they're-
No.
No, Wayne Brown.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so,
Wayne Brown, and then he resigned because of health reasons. Then Jim Lewis had it.
No, I think Mike
I
got
think
it.
we're-
Oh, that's right,
Mike
Mike got it.
got it.
Mike got it, and he did, that's right, Mike
Yeah.
got it, and then when Mike, when the election came up, Mike went for the 4-year, so that went for the rest of that.
I think Jim Lewis took over for Bob.
A lot of people don't realize that
We're complicated,
Bob Dunn owned most all the property of Twin Creeks
he did.
yeah,
and was an onion farm.
yeah.
I keep digging my garden and bringing up onions.
Oh, did you?
All right, so I need a motion for resolution 2319.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, roll call please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Jones,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
That resolution has passed. Now, resolution 2320, contracting out with private sector firms, renewal of personal service contracts.
Yeah, this is just a long list of different organizations that we do business with on a regular basis.
There's no changes, is there? Is there-
Some of the names
Some of the
change.
names, yeah, I think Greenwald Environmental is a new one on there. That's the lady who did our erosion control class
Are you still working with Eisler?
with Eisler.
Yes.
And, you know, and we use them to, you know, some we use more than others. But,
Well, it's as needed. right?
yeah, right. And we have personal service contracts with them, and whenever we add a new one, we always we bring it up to the board. But this just renews them.
Need a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2320, contracting out with private sector firms in renewal of personal services contracts.
I second.
Okay, arm wrestle. No.
Give it to the end.
All right, roll call, please.
Keith Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Cho,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to make one addition. This is such a fantastic help when you've got 12 resolutions, you're not looking for the actual wording. I make a motion that we do this for every meeting with it. Whether it's 2 or 20 resolutions.
Okay.
I'll third it.
I like it, it's good. All right, project update.
All right, turn it over to Nick.
All right, my name is Nick Bakke. I'm the district engineer here at Rogue Valley Sewer Service for all the new folks. We have a quick department update. Our new stormwater coordinator, Ben Poster, is on board. He started last week. He's been doing quite a bit of research and looking through old files and things just to get up to speed, and he's fitting in and doing a pretty good job so far. Moving down the line here, Antelope Road with J084. We're still working. Oh, sorry. I get some weird feedback every once in a while, so sorry. And we're still working on design. We're finishing up the plans and specifications for a final review from DEQ for our SRF funding package. But we're very close on this one. We've received word, or Carl received word from DSL, I believe, that what was the actual wording, Carl? The asphalt is not a wetland. This is basically what they had told us. We have no impact.
We're still waiting on that final determination.
Oh, we are. I thought you said you got it the other day. Okay. But hopefully it won't take them too long to figure that out. Moving forward. Moving down the line, Shady Cove Pump Station number 2. We've just opened the book back up on this one. We're going to try to tackle this in the next couple months while working on some other projects. J309 ODOT Highway 99 rehab from Rose Street to Glenwood. This is an ODOT project, and we just have some minor relocations we're working with ODOT to finalize, and I'll go over the stormwater portion of that here in a minute. J343 via siphon abandonment. This one's under construction. If you guys have driven through the intersection of Violet and Table Rock Road, especially at night, you've seen some of the work go on. It's a busy intersection. It's an old road. It's not an overly complicated project. It's just in a bad spot, and we're moving along. We're getting it done. J350. This is one of we try to do a annual CIPP cured in place pipe lining project for pipes that are difficult to dig and replace and won't need upsizing anytime in the future. So we've got this project under contract, and the contractor scheduled to come in the next couple of weeks and start lining. So we're still moving forward on that project. Lagoons, this is another one. We're under construction. It's been under construction for quite some time, and it probably will be over the next few years as well. We're doing a lot of improvements out there, but the lagoons are very close to being up and operational. Our construction crew is going to install a 3-water utility water line from the Medford treatment plant. Carl's brokered a deal with Medford to allow us to use some of their utility water to fill the lagoons periodically as needed when we need a little bit extra, basically water volume in there due to evaporation, just on the process control of the project or the facility. But we are working with the electrician to install basically all the lines for power and the aeration facility. That we have 6 total aerators in 2 of the cells that need to be installed. Are you guys hearing that feedback, or is that just on my end?
We're good on this.
Yeah.
You're hearing is what? Yeah, it's a little distracting. Sorry. So at any rate, we're still moving forward on that project. The Cummins Stormwater Facility. The biggest update on this is if you scroll down, Joan, if you're controlling that, or it's Carl, sorry. We've received this from First American Title. This is the bargain and sale deed that we need review, and I don't think we'll need a resolution, but we need permission to move forward on this. And Carl can wrap that up at the end here. But this is basically a negotiated conveyance of the property to build our stormwater facility on. First American Titles put this together. We're getting title insurance from them, and it's more or less ready to go. If you scroll down to page 58, for those folks who are not familiar with the project, we can see a map of the actual piece of property that we're going to get, or that's going to be conveyed. Yep, there we go. So it's a little strip of property by the old Walmart, or the current Cummins commercial property, and we're going to install a stormwater facility in that location that'll treat the entire upstream drainage basin, which is about 50 or so acres. This has been a long road and a bit of a labor of love, but it's going to be a really cool project when it's done. So back up to report. So the 7th Street Stormwater Facility, we're still waiting on word from the Army Corps and DSL on that for wetland delineation and mitigation. Q015. So this Glenwood Stormwater Facility, we've actually partnered with ODOT. I know some of you board members that have been here for a while know this, but just as some background, we partnered with ODOT to build this facility. It's a regional facility that'll provide treatment and detention for, this was just treatment for 170 acres upstream. And it's going to satisfy ODOT's requirements, and it's also going to satisfy all the requirements for all the properties that are in that drainage basin, whether they're developed or not. And so it'll be sized to treat everything at a fully developed state. So anybody that's developing upstream, it's going to be taken care of on stormwater management. So pretty excited about that one. And then C12 and 13 are the SCADA and UV disinfection improvements we're doing at the Shady Cove treatment plant. We've got consultants on board with both of these, and they're working away to complete the design right now. So there's a lot of stuff. I don't know if you want to.
Project.
Yeah, so the people that are donating the land to us, we've got the warranty deed. At some point, we're gonna have to sign that. So what I'm asking for is for you to give me the authority to sign that. We are going to be paying the closing costs of about $1,300.
I'll move we authorize and direct the manager, that's you, to take necessary action to complete the transfer of the real property to RVSS and for construction of the Cummins Stormwater Quality Facility.
Seconded.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker.
Yes.
Roger Jones,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Anything else, Nick?
No, that's it. Sorry, I burned through that pretty quick.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nick.
Next, O&M updates.
Hi, good afternoon. Shane Moxick, Operations Manager for the new folks in attendance. Business as usual last month, and items of significance. At Shady Cove Treatment Plant, we installed a new influence sampler and a cover up at the headworks. The old influence sampler probably succumbed to the UV damage, not only to the enclosure, but to the electronics inside. So upon installing the new sampler, we went ahead and installed a nice enclosure cover to keep the UV heat off of the new sampler, which I enclosed a picture of the final product. Our staff out there at the treatment plant completed all that work. So they did a real nice job on that. Pump stations, Collins Way pump station out in Shady Cove, and the impeller on the #1 pump had dropped down, slipped down on the drive shaft, and as a result made contact with the cutter tooth in the volute that's mounted on the wear ring. So we have a new impeller already installed and the pump is operational, and that picture also was enclosed. Contract work, we did some work for the Gold Hill Irrigation District. We flushed a siphon out on Miller's Gulch Road off of Rogue River Highway for those folks. Building and grounds, if you may or may not notice, but the seal coat of the asphalt and reestablished parking and handicap areas was completed last month, so that looks really nice. Vehicles and equipment, our GMC Sierra 2500 unit number 41 was in an accident. It was human error on our end. I have the pictures enclosed there. The body shop estimates for the repair should be completed in early July. Fortunately, we were the only persons involved in the accident except for a pretty nasty mailbox vault, which is what did the damage to the truck on the side. So the repair estimates on that are $11,567.93. And then we did also we did some damage to the fuel tank. So we went ahead, our own staff replaced the fuel tank and the shield in order to be able to drive it down to the body shop. So that was an additional $1,200 in parts. So, and that information and estimate and stuff has been submitted to SDAO, and they're already in the process of cutting us a check for the repairs as we speak.
Okay, any questions, anything else, Shane?
Oh, that'll do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Manager's report.
Okay, most of my stuff we've already done. Get down to it here. Okay, so we did all the end of year resolutions. Gold Hill update that. So we did have another meeting with the funding agencies in Gold Hill, and they gave us, I guess, better news. It was a lot more positive than the first meeting we had with them. So there's basically 3 different organizations that would provide funding for that project. One is the USDA Rural Development Fund. The other is Business Oregon Water and Wastewater Fund. And then the last one is the Oregon DEQ Revolving Loan Fund. So USDA Rural Development, that's the main one. That's they usually take the lead. First time we talked to them, they told us that we would not qualify for any funding at all because we were too big and our finances were too strong. And then they also told us that even if we did, they wouldn't allow all the annexation to occur because Gold Hill had debt with them, and the only way we would have to pay off that debt in order to do the annexation. So they've changed their tune, and now they say we are eligible for funding, and that we would be eligible for grant funding based on Gold Hill's qualifications, and that they would allow us to assume the loans that are outstanding. You know, if we did annex, we would assume the responsibility for the loans. So that's all good news. Business Oregon was kind of in the same position. They had outstanding loans with Gold Hill. And they've also agreed that they would allow that to be transferred over to us if the annexation happened. And Oregon DEQ, they're most straightforward. So they just, go through the process, they'll give you the money. so that's moving forward. One of the things that they're all going to require is what they call a preliminary engineering report, which is kind of a small update to their facilities plan that basically updates all the costs and makes sure that we're doing the right thing. I did give the authorization for Atkins Engineering to complete that. They expect that to have, by the end of this month or early in July, and that'll basically re-describe the project and update all the costs. Once we have that, then we would have another one-stop meeting. And that's when the funding agencies come together and say, this is how we can fund this project. And typically what you would end up doing is you're going to take money from all three and you're going to do it in a way to maximize what the grants are, because everyone has limits on how much they can grant.
Will you, with your engineering prowess, be deeply involved in what we're showing them as the plan?
Yeah, we're not going to try to design this in-house, but we're going to have a lot of involvement in directing how the design is done. It's too big of a project going in for our staff to try to tackle the whole thing. It's pretty big. So once we get that one-stop meeting, we'll know what our funding options are. We hope to have that prior to the annexation vote in August. And so we'll have a town hall meeting. We'll be able to tell the citizens that this is what we expect to happen. As far
Don't
as
have a lot of time, you got to fast track down.
we don't have a lot of time, yeah, but everyone seems to be on board with making it happen that fast right now. So that's all moving forward. And I'm going to say this every time I talk about Gold Hill, they are going to be having well over $100 a month sewer bills under any scenario, and that's just the reality unless they get like insane amount.
What are they paying right now?
Yeah, it was right around 60 and they're increasing it up to $78 a month. So even at 78, they're one of the highest.
It was around 60, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, I will make sure you weren't saying 16.
No, 60. Yeah, and the statewide average right now is 55 to 58. So they were just a little bit above average before. When they go up to 78 in July, that's going to put them kind of in the top.
What's the population there? 300?
No, come on, it's like 1,200.
Okay. Sorry to overdo it.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You got 1,200 people and you're expecting them to pay for a $15 million project.
How many households is that?
500. Yeah, a little more than 500. Yeah, so it's a tough problem that they have, and this is really the best solution. But even the best solution is going to be capital.
If you could, just for the edification of our newest coming on board, when we assume, if and when we assume loans, the repayment of those loans, the cash flow is coming from where?
It's all coming from Gold Hill ratepayers.
Yeah.
So we're structuring this, and even though we're proposing the annexation, and there's an annexation vote's going to be scheduled for August. Just like Shady Cove did a couple of years ago. But when that happens, the rates that we collect in Gold Hill are going to be significantly higher than anywhere else, and mostly because they're having this huge debt service they have to pay. Their current debt service isn't that much. I think they've got about $600,000 in loans right now outstanding for some of the previous work they've done. But we are legitimately looking at a $15 million project. It's brutal, and that's why they're going to have such high rates.
And the alternative for not doing this project could be a catastrophe.
I've read up on that already.
Yeah, it's big.
I realize it's a big acquisition.
Yeah.
Carl, I'm glad we're in Gold Hill, but I want to go back to Shane's report and about the accident. Do we have a follow-up when there's an accident involving an employee, do we have like a safety committee that does a follow-up?
Yeah, they do an incident report, and we have a safety committee that meets every month. And so any type of safety incident that happens, they do a topic of, that's part of the discussion. We do monthly all staff meetings, and we talk about that also. And I don't know, what happened here is they had the mini excavator on a trailer hooked up to the truck, and they're on a kind of a steep hill. And when they were backing the mini excavator off, when the weight shifted, it lifted up the hinge and lifted the back tires of the pickup truck off the ground, and it kind of jackknifed a little bit, and slid down the embankment. So it was a weird.
It was a weird move.
Weird accident.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do, the operators involved have to do their mandatory drug screen, and then it goes through the safety committee, and they do a discussion on how it happened, how it could be prevented, what we need to do next time.
I figured we did. I just wanted to, make sure. All right.
Okay.
Anything else?
Is that all for Goldville? I think so. And then the other thing I have on the retirement health savings account, I do need authorization for Kay to sign the plan amendment that would extend that to all the staff.
So we need
a motion on that.
Okay. Yeah, that's under 16.
I move to approve the amendment to the retirement health savings plan through Mission Square. This is the right one.
That's a company, yeah.
To include all non-exempt employees.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Jones,
Yes.
Jim Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Okay. And one thing I didn't have in my report that I think we should address, because when Mr. Quinn introduced himself, he mentioned that he works in Wairika. So lunchtime meetings might not be very easy for him to attend. And so there was a request to potentially move these board meetings from noon to a later time, like 5:30 or 6 or something like that. So that's
Lucky I'm gone, I'd say 7 a.m.
yeah.
But we get breakfast.
So that I'll just throw that out there and let you guys. I mean, that's entirely a board decision of when you want to do that.
How would that work for you, John and Roger? How would, if we do an evening one?
I've had enough evening meetings. I do that as well.
What, Wednesday evenings are fine for me. Medford planning is Thursday, so I'm fine.
How about either Monday morning meetings or Tuesday morning meetings?
I won't be at either.
Does that work for anybody?
Nope.
So
Works for me.
basically what we're looking at is John Quinn, that evening will work the best for you, but like
Yes.
with the rest of us, for me, it doesn't matter because I'm retired.
Okay.
But for Roger with all this, yeah, it kind of matters to him. Mike, your involvement in different stuff.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm totally out.
We'd like to keep it on Wednesdays, I think.
At noon,
Huh?
at noon,
But I can see. Are you busy on Wednesday nights, Roger? Would that make you out every single night of the
Well,
week?
we got planning commission on Wednesday nights, but it's usually not this Wednesday.
Can we do a like,
A doodle poll.
yeah, let's do a doodle.
Okay.
Okay, so we can figure out and try to, so it fits with everybody.
Okay.
I
or
mean,
AM, does AM work for anybody? Like,
see,
Michael?
yeah, because we could go back to morning ones too, because we used to do it at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
And I don't know how that would work with everybody. So if we put out a few things, let's see what we can do to make it most advantageous for everybody, so everybody can attend.
Yeah, and I know everybody, I think everybody has other, either planning commission, city council, that kind of stuff. I mean, there's other
Yeah.
commitments that are going on, so.
volunteers have a habit of volunteering for everything. That's what they do. All
Okay.
right,
Okay,
Yeah.
so as it stands, I mean, so in our July is going to be the same time, because that's the time we have established.
yeah,
And then, I'll try to do some doodle polling and see if another
Yeah.
time works for.
let's do that. It'll be the same time, same place
Mhm.
next month, and then we'll see what we can do to work it all out for everybody. Okay, before we go into executive session, let's do, the claims, please.
Move, we pay the bills.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Kay Harrison,
Yes.
Mike Parker,
Yes.
Roger Scholl,
Yes.
Joe Snyder,
Yes.
Michael Parsons.
Yes. Okay, so, yeah, I've got both of your emails, so I'll send a full out to you. And then, John Quinn, you mentioned that you were interested in doing a system tour, but you'd be more available after 4th of July, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, so we'll try to coordinate that also. I'll just ask you for some good dates and we'll make it happen.
sounds good.
All right, thank you for coming.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
So I don't have an iPad for you, but we just got it back and our IT person's not here today. She's on sick this week. I'll just email you when it's ready and you
Sure.
can